Hell is other people. In Jean-Paul Sartre's No Exit, he gives us this phrase, one that is widely misunderstood. It is not about our malevolent nature as human beings, but rather it is about external perception and the construction of the self, what he calls le regard, the gaze. In the instant that you recognize external perception, you start adjusting yourself to that perception. You become an object and treat yourself in such a way that you need to be perceived by others. At the time that Sartre wrote No Exit, I think that he was commenting on the very real notion that the instant in which you are no longer alone, you become the object of another person's life. On the internet, we have the ability to create these sound bites of what we say, to create these aesthetic depictions of our lives, and to curate ourself to others in a way that was not possible then. Le regard is the hell that we live in. In No Exit, the three characters, they don't suffer through pain, but rather knowing that others are seeing them and judging them, and the lack of control in external perception. Now, is it possible to escape this hell? Through Sartre's existentialism, I think perhaps it is. If one recognizes how le regard manifests in their lives, how their self is curated or mediated through the other, then it is a conscious knowing of that phenomena, taking it and dealing with it through choice, through decisions. But now what I find more interesting is, although we may have the possibility of escaping le regard, when we die, that is no longer possible. Now let's say that, for the sake of this argument, death is the finality of our existence. Once we die, we can no longer make those choices. External perception is finality in itself. We continue to exist through the perception of others, and our self is constructed by them. That is why I think there are so many people obsessed with leaving a legacy, with leaving a mark on the world, because once they die, they lose that grip on how others see them.